Hello there! Thank you for visiting Off-Cam Celebs once more. For today's video, we will be going to talk about Stranger Things Season 4, Scary Scenes to Film. Let's get started. Max's escape. Even though we were terrified from the mere act of watching, the fact that they spent so much time on that extremely taxing sequence while playing it live didn't help. Although the set wasn't as large as it appears to be, and Sadie Sink shot in a smaller, more controlled setting without elements like the vines and other things. It was all just enough to spook her out. And while it wasn't enjoyable for her, it was fantastic for the cameras. Human terror. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters are right in front of us. Bullies. That's right. Even though Vecna and the Demogorgon monsters from Volume 4 are terrifying, there is still something frightful about a bully's meanness and how vicious they can be. This program has included some very cruel characters, and the knowledge that individuals are capable of such awful behaviors makes it all the more unsettling. This was a one-shot combat that required much planning because it should have felt immediate and viscerally related. A sequence that would be simple for the players to act afraid during was the result of one intense choreo session. When the director played everyone's parts, we would have been fine with a little less energy if we had been those actors. Demogorgon. The Demogorgon has returned, and he is more powerful than ever. What else should we anticipate from this group? The stunt team who performed this crazy sequence are trained professionals and have done freaky stunts before. But this scene was next level. The sequence is so intense to shoot that they actually had to break it down into 3 different parts, meaning the torture went on much longer than the performers would have liked. We probably wouldn't put swinging upside down erratically at the top of our list either. Vecna. This is the stuff that gives people nightmares. He claims, "Not like that, my goal is to prevent toddlers from falling asleep." But the show itself seems to suggest the opposite. Flash lovely monsters have been seen previously, but they were Vecna, and we wanted something far more sentient. When Millie Bobby Brown first met Jamie Campbell Bower in person with all his makeup on, who wouldn't be frightened by Vecna? The actress was so frightened that she just broke down in tears and subbed uncontrollably. The dive. His wasn't a casual swim, and it's strange to see Steve go so deep. But what's even crazier is that the stunt was actually pulled out by the actor himself. The enormous water tank was the scene of his nightmares. Fortunately, Joe Keery had been preparing and had thought that the show would involve swimming in the first season. Although it took him 4 seasons to practically jump in, Keery prepped undoubtedly aided him. Yet, it didn't eliminate all the anxiety that came with filming such a tight scene underwater. Stuck in Russia. David Harbour was put through extreme hardship during filming Hopper's escape in Russia, since he had to dive right in. Even while the physical side was unpleasant, the actor was most shocked by how negatively it affected his mental state. He probably wouldn't want to experience that again. The darkest season. The 4th season was not disappointing. Things became intense as the actors grew older and the producers were less concerned about pushing them. What better approach to elicit those frightened reactions than to frighten the actors directly? The key to this season was mixing the comic with the terror, which made the major conflicts and feelings even more obvious. Topsy-turvy Millie. Being physically sick and gagging while filming scenes that are meant to be traumatic. The actress was forced to perform the bizarre stunt when it came time to shoot the scene, where 11 falls into Millie's memories. It was exhausting, and we can understand if she had difficulties sleeping after. The tub. Although bats are supposed to be relaxing, this show doesn't. It is fair to say that Francesca Reel was horrified during filming this scene. The pool was frightful for a couple reasons though. I despise any body of water with a dark bottom. The actress confessed, and you got it. This pool had one. She wasn't by herself in the pool though. When I was ready, I would dive down underwater, and a remarkable mechanism attached to my foot would pull me down, according to Riley. However, we're not sure we'd call that mechanism amazing, more like something that could potentially drown you. An exorcism. To say that the attempts to get rid of the creature tied to Will throughout season 2 were horrific is an understatement. Schnapp made an effort to maintain his professionalism throughout, although it wasn't difficult. We might infer that experience of filming this sequence was equally terrible and stressful since, as he said, there were so many angles and shots that they had to do for each shot. Like, you have to give it your all, so every angle, every new shot, it was just continually screaming. The body. The emotional response that Noah Schnapp's real mother had when the Duffer brothers played a practically cruel and sinister joke on her was fairly similar to that of Will Byers' portrayal of Mom on the show, as she dealt with the loss of Will. The phony Will body that was employed in the first season was a terrifyingly accurate prosthetic, so it makes sense that Schnapp's mother was shaken when she first saw it. Fortunately, she eventually discovered the joy in it and ended up taking pictures with the dummy. Underwater terrors. Being submerged is typically terrifying. We actually get nervous just thinking about Eleven spending so much time in the tank, watching awful sights. So considering that Millie was actually filming underwater and was only wearing a Sea Trek helmet to breathe, we can only begin to fathom the kinds of nightmares she was experiencing. We wouldn't be shocked if she became terrified of drowning if she hadn't been previously. Demigorgons. Demigorgons are frightful. We can all agree on that. However, the little children who were present on set during the first season were genuinely uneasy. Even Millie was internally panicking. Since they had to finish filming, one of the adults tried to aid the actors by telling them that the monster was the same one they recognized from Monsters, Inc. This was an unexpected analogy, but it worked for the kids. Surprise scare. They were unsure of what struck him. In the beginning, these young performers repeatedly confronted their concerns. However, they did not anticipate season 4 to actually frighten them. But how frightening would they describe it? Those sequences made the players incredibly frightened, and for good reason. Which scene would you be most scared to film? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for stopping by to watch. See you in our next video.